right, now to our next conversation. Nigeria's economy is navigating a complex moment with foreign exchange volatility, high inflation, and urgent need for inclusive growth, even though we've seen stability with the Naira so far. The heart of this challenge is the banking sector, which must balance stability with innovation and align closely with government policy to unlock real sector growth. This year, the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria are convening leaders under the theme, The New Economic Playbook, the intersection of banking, policy, and technology. It focuses on how banks can adapt to rapid policy reforms, embrace new technologies, and build greater trust with customers in a fast-changing landscape. Joining us now to share insights in this crucial conversation is Professor Pius Olanrewaju, who is the president of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. It's great to have you on the show, sir. Good morning.
Thank you for having me on this wonderful program this morning.
Thank you so much, sir. But before we get into the conversation now, the 18th CIBN Annual Banking and Finance Conference, that's coming up. What can we expect from this year's conference? What's on the front burner?
The 18th Banking and Finance Conference, which is the movement when all the banking experts in Africa and the global at large always convened in Abuja, is taking place on the 9th and on the 10th of this month, starting tomorrow by God's grace. And like you did mention, all we are looking at, the theme of the conference is all about the new economic playbook, the intersection between banking, banking and also policy, then, technology. I believe in the CIBN is that these three, they are interwoven, because there's no way you can be talking of a meaningful development without a very robust banking system. And over the years, the banking sector of the economy has played a very significant role in this area. And we also believe that we do not operate in isolation. There is always a need for us to follow and adhere strictly to those policies and regulations that are being put in place to regulate us. And with the evolution of AI and technology at large, we believe we need to get a better understanding about the latest issue related to technology, so that at the end of the day, we can have a very robust system and an economic system that all of us will be proud of in Africa. So it's going to be a wonderful session, and we call all our members, both at the corporate level and individual level. In fact, majority of them are already in Abuja waiting for this conference.
All right, so definitely we're looking forward to outcomes from the conference. But we see, Nigeria is facing, multiple economic headwinds from, FX weakness. Looking at, where we're coming from, before harmonization to, inflation. In your view, what role should banks play, in stabilizing the economy under this new economic playbook?
Yes, under the economic playbook, like I did mention, what we need, first of all, is the stability, which was lacking after some time. But we thank God that we have been able to get to that stage where we can be talking of a stable economy, that we can plan purposefully as to what will happen in the future. But beyond that, we need capital. We have in this nation today infrastructural inadequacies all over the place. But with the new policy that came into being, in 2024, the issue of recapitalization, that has gone a long way to help the banking system to be more liquid. And for example, if we look at what has happened within that time, and now, about 16 banks that are listed had already raised about new capital of 2.5 trillion naira, within the capital, which made them to be more liquid and be able to finance those critical areas of the economy that needs financing, most especially in the infrastructure where we have some inadequacies. Like, for example, the issue of power that has been raging over the year, the issue of bad roads, the issue of security. We need finance to be able to run this system effectively. And that is exactly one of the major things we intend to do. And we believe that with this capitalization coming to an end in 2026, there is need for us to meet and dialogue and see how we can play more pivotal role, in building a very robust economic system.
Right, and definitely we know the banks are very important. Definitely we all keep our monies there, and somehow when we need cash for projects trying to go to the banks at the same time. How do you think the banking sector can, better align with, government policies to support sustainable growth and, job creation in the country?
Yes, like I did mention, now that the banks are being fully recapitalized under the new policy, we believe that we have more access to more liquid and cash. And when you look at some of the variables that we are already seeing already, for example, the cash ratio, for example, they'll be able to raise it even before the threshold by almost 13%. And we believe, apart from that, there are some challenges that we're having within the ecosystem that bank needs to play a very pivotal role, especially in areas of anti-money laundering. They have been doing that. In the area of also ensuring sound corporate governance, we have been doing that, and ESG, that's environmental and social governance, being put in place. We believe that if we are able to do this and set a pace and set a standard, our customers are likely to follow. Then, on the issue of issues like issue of cybersecurity, we have been playing a very vital role over the years. And I'm sure that the bank CEOs have been meeting from time to time to see how we can surmount this challenge. Although there is some element of this challenge in place, but we are confronting them. And we know with time, we'll be able to, achieve a greater result.
All right, let's look at the technology of things now with financial services. We know Nigeria is Africa's fintech hub, and there was that narrative about banks seeing fintech as competitors. Is that still the case now, or are we seeing collaboration?
Yes, a lot of things have changed. At the initial stage, like any other in any other system, when new things come, there are bound to be some initial challenges. But we have seen them as partners in progress. There have been fintech integration over the years. Most banks are involved in fintech arrangement, and they have their own, and we are working together. And even the statistics at our disposal has gone a long way to confirm the fact that the integration is already using a very good result. For example, you look at the payment system in Nigeria today. In 2024, for example, we were able to process about 7.9 billion transactions in that 2024. This would have been possible through the old model of banking. But because we are able to harness and work with the fintech, we are able to achieve even better results. In the very first quarter, it will be of interest to you that in the very first quarter, we had already done a transaction amounting to about 3.17.2 trillion in quarter one of 2025. We believe that we are trending on a higher pedestal, and we believe that working with them will go a long way in solving most of our problems. We have also been involved in open banking and agency banking. This has gone a long way. And we also want to applaud the CIBN too, who has put in place digital naira, e-naira in place. All these things are technologically driven. And we know that the way to go in future is for us to embrace technology. So banks has fully embraced technology. And that's why apart from even fintech, we are going into the realm of even artificial intelligence. And you find out that in some banks today, you find out some of these AI, performing wonders. I don't want to go into the specific, but nearly all the banks are engaging in this. So it has been a very mutually beneficial benefit. We work together to build a system where payment system will be faultless. And from the data available at my disposal, I think Nigeria is one of the leading, in terms of payment system, is one of the leading countries in that respect. And this is not unconnected with the collaboration between the banking and also the fintech institutions. So we believe, and on our own, as the trainer of the system, setting standard in the system, we have also gone away in putting some certifications in place so that people are not just coming into the realm without adequate knowledge. There is need for us to continue to update their knowledge from time to time. These are some of the things we are doing in collaboration with our corporate members that are banks and fintechs.
And yes, you did mention technology and the use of artificial intelligence, but with rising cases of cyber fraud, what steps is the industry taking to strengthen customer protection while embracing digital transformation?
Yes, the AI issue is a global issue. And you will recollect that a lot of Nigerian banks are operating outside the shores of this economy. And the future of banking is will be solely built on the issue related to AI. That is why we have taken this into consideration, and we are doing everything within our means to make sure that AI issue is well understood. We are not just taking it hook, line, and sinker. We are doing it in such a way that we are teaching people what it is, that it's an enabler. It's not something, it doesn't mean that people will not work or that the system will collapse and everything. Rather, it is something that is an enabler, and we are even retraining, people to be able to meet up with the challenges, that has to do with the issue of AI. And we are also looking at the ethical side of it, because there is ethical AI. Because people believe that there are certain things that can be done wrongly. We are not averse to that fact. But what we are trying to do as an industry is to make sure that we don't just throw it away without looking at the key area. We believe it's a bush of thorns a bush of roses that may have some thorns. But nevertheless, we are hesitant that is the way to go. Technology is the way to go. And I'm calling on our members, both corporate members, to come and listen to experts across the globe who will be coming to this program to share their knowledge and expertise in this area during this conference.
All right, thank you so much. Definitely looking forward to it. Professor Pius Olanrewaju, the President of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria. Thank you for coming on the show today.